Welcome again. Yeah, we have our next speaker, Thomas. Thomas Chen. Yeah, Thomas is the senior manager of the green technological cluster of the Science Park. I think Science Park is very famous for the innovation and technology. And therefore, for this topic, Thomas is talking about the innovation and technology in the and through the in how to build a sustainable community in Science Park through the innovation and technology. And I pass the time to Thomas.
Okay, thank you, Phillips. I'm glad to hear Felix talk about Science Park, very famous for innovations. In fact, some people say, oh, Science Park, it could be a real estate development. Well, we try not to be. In fact, Science Park actually is set up by the Hong Kong government 18 years ago. We under the Hong Kong Science and Technology Park Corporation's management. We manage Science Park and becomes the Hong Kong's flagship technology infrastructures, provide surveys and facilities for companies that innovate ideas and become and commercialize to the markets. So right now in Science Park, we run as a cluster strategy. So you see my title is a green technology cluster. We also have a biomedical cluster, electronics, information communication technologies, as well as material and precision engineering clusters. So totally, we have 5 clusters in Science Park. And we claim ourselves as a melting pot for research and developments. This is what we position ourselves. And in fact, we are in the tips of the research and development or innovations for Hong Kong. CE's policies always talk about innovation and technology and innovations. And here in Science Park, we have the responsibility to make it happen. So just a snapshot for everyone about Science Park. We established 18 years ago, 2002, and we have 4 million square meters lab and office space with 900 tech enterprise and 30,000 workforce in these communities. So the topic is talking about sustainable communities. And in fact, in Science Park, we really have a very good communities, and especially those peoples are very easy to adopt new technologies. So what we are focused right now is talking about AI and robotics, biotech, fintech, and smart cities. So these are the technology right now is quite hot topics, and especially in smart cities, it talk about how to save resources, how to make it faster, more convenience. Those are the technology that can help the community to be more sustainable. And some key words for Science Park. We do have some unicorns like Lalamove, SenseTime, and we have some good results in incubations and attract a lot of investments for our companies. So if you are the technology companies, you join the Science Park ecosystems, we will bring you to a journey that start from the idea to marketing and to a better network with the industry. So we have a series of programs to help you. And we also have some key industrial partners to adopt our solutions from Science Park companies. And this is a snapshot of the cluster that I'm responsible for. That's including energy management, aircon, waste management, renewable energy, transportation, and lighting solutions. So today I'm talking about building the sustainable community. So part of the solution from this cluster I will bring up like the green transportations, and we also bring up some others technologies that can build a communities. In fact, Science Park want to be a living lab for those technology development or innovations, because this is our missions to propose to the industry what will be possible. And we don't mind we fail during the trials, but we do mind we don't do anything in Science Park. So in order to cultivate a innovative communities, we engage our park companies with several channels so that they can input their proposals to us in technology-wise and also in how to build a sustainable communities. And today I picked some interesting examples to share with you. Not only build a communities in Science Park, some of the technology may also benefit to Hong Kong community as well. So I picked some, there are 4 areas I would like to talk about: mobility, environment, business, and livings. So first of all, is talk about the mobilities. I picked two big topics for us. In the left-hand side, you see there is a like a lamp pole. Actually, this is a electric chargers. We call it a pantograph. A pantograph is a very high power charging facilities, and it could be a possible way for Hong Kong public transports mode because it charged a vehicle just in 6 minutes. So for maybe 80% of their battery capacities. So it will be very quick to charge up the vehicles and then run for maybe 200 kilometers. So this is how powerful a pantograph charging is possible. And actually, this kind of facilities has been used in Europe many years, and it's quite mature. And next year, we are going to erect one of these pantographs in Science Park, just in the location that we mark a star there, 2W. And once we have this pantograph, we also work with Hong Kong PC, and they are kindly have their first commercial electric coach to run from Science Park to Inno Centers. And this coach will use our pantograph to charge it up, and all these results will send to EPD and Transport Departments for their reference. In fact, we know that there will be a tenders from the governments that they are going to install some more pantograph in Hong Kong in the coming months. So our projects, the results of our projects will be a very good reference for the Hong Kong government. And the other interesting projects is about the autonomous self-driving vehicles. So I think a lot of people learn about autonomous self-driving, probably from Google's, from China's, but in Hong Kong, not much people talk about it. But next year, we are going to have 2 autonomous self-driving vehicles. They can run in Science Park in a round trip. It welcomes the park's people to use it, and we also welcome visitors to use these shuttles. They will go around the Science Parks in 8 hours per day from Monday to Fridays, start from probably maybe June next year. So this will be, I would say, this is a kind of a different user experience for our park company, but also we want to demonstrate to the markets that it is workable. I mean, for autonomous vehicles, they have a values for small communities. So I believe some property developers as well as some campus management, they will be very interested to see these projects. And we are welcome to share all this experience with them. In fact, our role is to promote technologies. And we also want those technology be applicable to the community. And that's why we are very welcome. Any parties they are interested to know more about these 2 projects, we are welcome to escort them and explain more to them. In fact, we also these two projects has their own business models. So there will be an operator to run this electric clothes as well as the shuttles. So these models can apply to other areas outside the science park. And the other projects talk about the reverse vending machines. I think this is more and more common in Hong Kong, talking about how to collect the recycling items. But in our projects, besides we collect the plastic bottles, we also develop a machines to collect the aluminum can as well as the Tetra Pak. So I think this is one of the first machines that can collect the Tetra Pak. We have 5 machines collect plastic bottles, and 2 machines they can determine whether it's a aluminum can or the Tetra Pak. And in these projects, we have a mobile apps to engage our communities, to engage our visitors, so that they can use the mobile apps to register and then accumulate the e-coupons. And the e-coupons can exchange a $5 coupons and can use in Science Park's restaurants as a incentive for them to put those recycled items in the machines. In the right-hand side, you will see there's a dashboard. This dashboard has been established in order to make all this data available for the public. So you will see that first of all, it's talking about the environmental impact, and then you can see about 80% registered members come from the Science Park communities, and 20% is from the visitors. And the proportions that we collect, half of them is come from plastic bottles, and another half of them is come from the combinations of aluminum can as well as the Tetra Paks. So in the right hand side, you will see the collection numbers is gradually increased in a weekly basis. So with these infrastructures, all this data is automatically updated in a real-time basis. And we believe this is a very powerful collection infrastructures for recycled items. Because before we have these reverse vending machines installed in Science Park, the recycled items that we collect per year is talking about maybe 6,000 items. But now you can see that we just run for three months, and the numbers is already more than 50,000 items. So how's that? We analyzed it because those people not only put the recycled items that generate in Science Park, but also they bring the recycled item from home and put them into our systems. And that's why the numbers of the recycled items increased dramatically. But I think this is a very good result, because you can see the register number is talking about 1,700 members. So it's more than 10% of the communities in Science Park. And we believe this initiative really engage a lot of people, and they work on these machines every day. So we believe this initiative is quite successful, and we will continue to look at the other recycled items like the food waste as well as the electronic waste. See whether we can use similar systems to collect them. And another initiative is talk about circular economies. We have, traditionally we for the lunchbox, takeaway lunchbox, we have styrofoam, we have some paper coated with the PE. Those are very hard to degrade, and most of them they just put into landfills. But one of the park company, they invent a biodegradable materials, and they make them as a lunchbox. So we try to collaborate with this company and make use of their technologies and try to put these lunchbox, the biodegradable lunchbox, and ask our restaurant to use them. These projects will launch next year. So the idea is that once these kind of lunchbox actually they are like a food waste, so they can dump into the Xiaohuan decomposed centers and turn it into energy. So they don't need to separate from the food waste. They can put into the machines with the food waste. Together, they can generate the power, the electricity, and then those electricity can be used to regenerate those biodegradable lunchbox. So this is kind of a circular economy that we would like to educate to our communities. And then talk about the business. You know, in Science Park, we have a lot of restaurants. We also have a shops. We also have some delivery centers. So here is the free photos. We try to practice unmanned shops like tea shops and lab. And the Row X Center is a storage and pickup centers, also unmanned 24 hours. And then we also try to have some robotic kitchens. So when you order a fried rice, there will be a robot to to stir the rice for you. So these are kind of how to say kind of the different business models that we really want to try. And then once we have the results, we want to promote to the industry whether it is fit to Hong Kong society or not. But definitely, it can reduce the operating costs and also enhance the shopping and dining experience. They are very interesting. And then talk about the livings. Just before you go into the Science Park, there will be a new buildings erect right now. It should opening in this month. We call it the InnoCell. It is a 7-story buildings, and it is the first commissioned MIC buildings in Hong Kong. So well, talk about MIC. Actually, it's kind of like a container, and in that container, everything's are fit out, including the walls and the roof and the furnitures. Everything's everything furnished from the factories, and then they shipped from the factory to the site and just hang up and then integrate all these containers and then becomes these buildings. So the installation periods, as it mentioned, the construction times reduced by half. And that's why we are the first commissioned multi-story buildings in Hong Kong. It's very fast. It's talk about a few months. Then we erect these 74 stories buildings. And it has around 400 accommodations. And it is used for our communities, for those overseas staff of those they are working in the Science Park company. They are eligible to apply for these accommodations. And in this InnoCell, we also embed a lot of smart technologies in it, so that it will create another different user experience for you. It's kind of a hotel, but we have some smart solutions for them to experience how to check in, check out, how to monitor the environmental conditions of the cell, and we also have some community area that can encourage the interaction between those tenants. So this is kind of a collaborations cultures that we would like to create in Science Park. So all in all, Science Park is for Science and Technology Park Corporation. Actually, we try to connect government, industry, academic, and startups, engage them to propose and try to use Science Park as a living lab to develop different kinds of technologies, trials, and make it more sustainable. So we become a smart city trial site for new innovation economies, and hopefully can improve the quality of life. And this is a continuous process, and that's why we use this kind of frameworks to build a sustainable communities in Science Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Okay, very great presentation. What I'm interested is it if I like to rent a bed in the science park, is it that I have to my business must be in technology or innovation sector?
Well, yeah, every company, if they want to join Science Park, we have a process to evaluate their technologies competence and see whether they are suitable to open a office in Science Park.
Thomas, you have introduced many different types of innovation and technology in your community, like eBus, the RVM, composable lunchbox. In fact, I do believe that there are even more facility and equipment. All items so far not yet common in Hong Kong, and which, yeah, because you're the pioneer, which should incur a higher cost of investment. How could you justify the investment to the shareholder? And other than the environmental advantage, is there any additional value for your customer?
Well, first of all, we talk about a living lab, and we try to provide an environment for trial the innovations. But of course, we also really consider about the expense and the cost, and we believe that this is a process for innovations to go through, kind of proof of concepts. And once go through the proof of concepts, the industry will realize the capability, the applicability of these kind of technologies, and then we try to deploy these kind of applications in other areas outside of science parks. Once we have a massive scale, then the price will go down. So I think this is a kind of a journey every innovation will go through. And when you talk about the benefit besides the environmental benefits, I believe the cultures and user experience is also a value added to our communities. Take the RVM as an example. People's workings in Science Park right now, they are quite cautious about those recycled items, and they really enjoy to put those plastic bottles into the machines and then get the incentive and then eat in the Science Park. So these programs also benefit to our restaurants. They have a better business as well.
Okay, then another question is how do you engage and leverage your customer in the innovation and technological development for the science parks?
We have several platforms to engage with our tenants. We do have some staff. They are the account managers of those companies, and we also have some websites and the platforms that welcome those companies to propose their solutions to us, and then we will evaluate them, and we have project teams and work with our facility management. So let's see how to integrate their solution into our community.
Okay, and you have your presentation is to build a sustainable community through innovation and technology, and definitely somehow technology or innovation might not be successful in all situations. What are the key success factors for keeping this momentum?
Yeah, we allow failure, but of course after the failure we have to learn and then try to make it work. So as a living lab models, we are helping our park company to develop a really workable applications for the markets. And for if you talk about the success factors, the engagement of our communities to enjoy this kind of application is very crucial. because that will bring a lot of feedbacks and the commercial values for the companies. Again, when I'm talking about autonomous self-drivings, right now this is quite new for Hong Kong. You talk about shuttle service. So right now we also still need to apply a moving permits from the transport departments. So in order to launch this kind of the shuttle service, it takes more than 20 months from the start to really launch the service. So this is a kind of trials, and these business models, they also make this project success or not. But we want to engage our communities and make sure these projects can be successful. So we will develop a dashboard and mobile apps so that to engage our communities and make sure those data can tell and increase the momentums for the company to do more innovations again.
Yeah, definitely. We look forward to have more successful projects that drive from Science Park. Yeah, because nowadays all the like RVM, composable lunchbox in the market is still at a quite relatively high cost, and I do believe that if it can be in a more scale, the whole society will benefit. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for your time. Yeah, thank you, Thomas. Yeah, bye.